Hello everyone. It's me again. I'm back, Timmy64. Today I actually want to do another one of my Lego videos. So just before I actually start, actually my room was recently changed. As you can see, recently, if you guys did notice in my like Timmy64 plays videos, you guys would know that the room looked very different because my room was actually changed. So for the next few videos, for the next future videos, you might just see me in this room. But enough of that out of the way. Today I want to be showcasing all of my Lego utility vehicles. This is meant to be just some updated version. So I have all my like one of my cars. Although this European truck, this is the European truck I built. I recycled it from my old Lego Transporter. So yeah, I also recently upgraded the old pickup to a van, and that is now a pickup. So we are gonna begin the smallest ones first, and of course we are now including the van, which if you guys remember, this was in the old one where I did showcase all of my Lego vehicles. So this van I recently upgraded. I gave it a ladder, so yeah, you can maybe like one like that or something. So just put that in. There we go. So yeah, there's not really much actually. I mean, the only thing that did change, I also gave it like an openable back. You can store like small things in there. So yeah, nothing actually much. This is also uses a custom chassis I built. So yeah, now it's time to move on to the next vehicle, which that is the pickup. So this here was the pickup. Of course, it carries cargo, has a openable back. See, of course, this one also has a custom chassis I built. So yeah, it's very well truck, of course. Nothing really much though I could possibly say. I made this because like I found some extra parts, like this windshield here, the tires, and much more. I actually found like extra parts, so I decided I thought it'd be a good idea to build a pickup truck. So yeah, now it's time we move on to the classic box truck. Which, if you guys remember, I did actually make a video about this. Which, just for context, if you didn't watch that, this vehicle here is a standard box truck. It can fit your things inside. Oh yeah, there is actually. Oh, put it there. There actually like something in there I did actually add. So well, for that. So there's something I did actually add in there. So yeah. I think actually really much I could possibly say. Although I just like to use this yoga as like it's one of my favorites for some reason. I like to personally use like maybe if I maybe like making some I don't know whatever like probably like images or whatever. Now we move on to the special one I recently built yesterday night. Well, I built it yesterday afternoon. Is the Lego European truck, which I'm just gonna actually just put this apart. So here is the truck itself. Of course, these are mostly built from colorful type. So yeah, you wouldn't wanna I don't know. This is the Lego European truck itself. Now the front here looks like another story. The side is I don't know. I just don't know how to describe it. Next is also the trailer. Now the trailer here, I had two reasons. One, I was very limited on Legos, but also I did further research that in real life in Europe, most trucks have a very most like the laws in Europe or they are very strict over their trucks. So basically, trailers are shorter and they have different trucks. Like here in South Africa, also we don't have a lot of Peterbilts. We don't have like any Peterbilts, Max Superliners, or any other type of American trucks. We mostly have these type of European ones: Scanias, MAN, Iveco, Mercedes, and also Volvos. Of course, we do have other ones like also Isuzus, which those take most of the inspiration from the European. The Japanese take most of the design elements from the Europeans. So yeah, of course, here's what it looks like with the full trailer, as you can see. I actually wanted like put this to use on something like I want to like probably like put some cargo inside at the back. The back, of course, is actually. Oh, sorry about that. I'm very sorry about that. The back is also well, sorry about that, but it's actually openable. Just that this probably like fell off. Let's just put that back on. Of course, the back can open, so you can pretty much put your cargo in there. So yeah, now we move on to the final one, which if you guys do remember in previous videos I did make about it, which the previous video I made was my Peterbilt, well actually mostly American truck. So, sorry about that guys. So here is the American truck itself. This thing is one of the largest in my collection. I mean, I used 2 base plates to build the trailer, and it took me a lot of Lego pieces to actually build the trailer. I remember, like in the previous video, if you guys remember, I did actually probably like explain that. Like I remember, like the trailer used to be short using 1 base plate, and it was a flatbed, until I eventually decided to just simply, make it much longer. So here's the truck itself. So of course there's a driver's cab inside, little fella in there, as you can see. The back is also again openable. I also recently changed the back here. The back is openable. You can store items inside there. So yeah. Now you see the thing is also like this thing here. Now normally most US trucks are used mostly for like long hauling because there's a lot of US interstates in like the US. So of course a lot of laws for trucks don't really matter in the US. So that's why also if you are probably an American who's watching this, the thing is that in the US, also trucks, they have the long nose like this here. However, unlike in the Europeans, they use the over cab or whatever you call it. So yeah, it's really different. Although even though they don't really have European ones, you do sometimes get those Peterbilt ones which do actually have cab over ones. But this was eventually actually the first one I built. And it is the one that's probably almost the heaviest unless you put any cargo inside. Oh yeah, you guys just probably saw my BMW M4 GT3 Lego Technic set. I am actually wanting to say that probably for like the next video. Also, I recently put it in my post that I'm actually working on a gotcha movie. Yes, it's my first time making one. Yeah, not gonna be the best. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's just gonna be a story for another day. So the thing is, that story I'm gonna be making is like it's basically taking most of its inspiration from other ones I saw. So yeah, also the truck of course can also be separated from the trailer. So yeah, I think actually much though. The one I think I have the favorite the most is the European one because there's something about European trucks that are just so interesting. Although other countries also use European trucks, like also probably Japan, they would probably or any other. Because remember, around the world, trucks have very strict rules. Unlike the US here, who just have long trailers and almost a different type. Because I remember I was actually playing a game of Burnout 3, Takedown, and also Revenge. I noticed the tracks in those maps are very different. Like in the Europe and Far East Asia tracks in Burnout 3, like a lot of European trucks you can actually see as traffic vehicles. Also in Burnout 2 I noticed, although this one was not European, but mostly looking like a Peterbilt. So yeah, enough of that, enough of games and history about trucks. But anyways, there you have it. All of my Lego vehicles. My personal favorite is both this truck, no, and I like this little fella here, the long nose truck, or the big rig in this case, and also the European truck. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Just please consider on like and subscribing, and if you guys want to watch that brand new gotcha video I'm working on, go ahead, just brace yourself because it's gonna be terrible editing at the end of the day. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Goodbye.